everyone talking about Live in Colors by the House of Oud. I talk about this all the time because I'm always kind of either like mentioning it, comparing other fragrances to it, or just talking about how I love it. But I had not done an actual full-on review of it. So the notes in it are lemon, grapefruit, red fruits, ginger, pink pepper, musk, hinoki, and amber. I first tried this in winter, maybe end of 2021 or something, and for some reason, maybe it was because of the cold air or something, at first it just smelled so intensely green to me, to the point where I was like, oh, that's like too much. And just also kind of goes to show like it really depends when you sample stuff what kind of environment you're in terms of the temperature and stuff like that, because certain fragrances really smell a different way or like interact better when it's hot versus cold, etc. So I put it back for a little bit, and then I just couldn't stop thinking about it, and I was just like, okay, I need to smell it again. And I just like really fell in love with it. And yeah, this was kind of like one of my older bottles, I would say, versus because I'm so picky that you have to try so many things before I find bottles that I like. But obviously it's really cool. This is how all House of Oud bottles are, like that. So this is the actual bottle, and then it rests like that. All hand painted by Italian artisans. Kind of funny because when you get the bottle, there's like a little note from the fragrance house that says something like, any imperfections are a result of the natural process of each one being hand done by Italian artisans, so mistakes are expected, or something like that. But yeah, I think it is pretty cool that they are all just like unique like that, and just I think that they are one of the best fragrance houses for cool bottles. And yeah, so basically this opens as you definitely get a lot of like kind of lemon, grapefruit, sort of that red fruit vibe, some of the like zest from the pink pepper. And I get Hinoki really early on. I mean, this is not a fragrance like another one of my favorites, Hinoki by Sense of Wood. It's not like that where the Hinoki is just like, whoa, like full on so dominant, but I can pick it up for sure from beginning to end. And I'm pretty sure growing up, there was a Hinoki shrub bush type of thing next to the people who live next to my parents' house, because immediately when I first smelled this, it was like one of the first kind of Hinoki-ish fragrances I smelled. I was like, what? That smells so much like that bush. And I sent a picture of the Hinoki bush to my brother and was like, was this the kind that was, in front of their house or whatever? And he was like, yeah, that was definitely it. And it's usually only grown in Japan, but the family that lived there were from Japan. So I wonder maybe they brought it and grew it there or something. But yeah, so maybe there is partially a nostalgia element for why I personally just love this one so much. But yeah, so it opens with like citrus. The red fruit here isn't like too sweet, but I definitely do get some sweetness here. And people mostly talk about this as being like a warm weather scent, but I actually really love to wear it when it's like a little bit colder. I know I said at the beginning, like it smells a little bit different, but I really did grow to love the kind of greener side that comes out of it when it's a bit colder. And when I wear this in high heat, it can be a little bit sweet for me. Not in a gourmand way, not sugary or anything like that, but kind of in like a red fruits type of way. But yeah, ideally, say like springtime is a time that I really like to wear this, where you get the like really nice kind of like fresh citrus, and then also that kind of like bracingly green sort of Hinoki-ish aspect. The musk and amber are really well blended. Like it never smells ambery to me at all. I sprayed it earlier today. I will say projection, for me at least, is terrible on this, like so bad. I could do so many sprays and then I can get in, and I don't think it's a nose blind thing either. And get in the car or something and I have to like, smell my arm or something, even if I put it like all over my shirt and stuff like that. So longevity, I guess, is fine with it. I don't notice any problems there, although some people complain about that. And some people do say they get better projection from it, so who knows. But for me, it's bad. But I like having different varieties of that, because sometimes I want something that's more low-key, especially with like a springtime sort of fresh wear or whatever, that it's nice that I can like kind of smell it when I want to, but it's not just like so in my face. But yeah, and yeah, as mentioned, the musk and amber, I wouldn't have even really guessed there was amber in this. And the musk is just like the kind of like clean kind sort of in the background. Like it's not like animalic musk or anything offensive, and I'm very picky about musk. So let's spray it again right now. I like this atomizer too. Oh yeah, I just love this. It is so uplifting and fresh, but also like with like the slight zing from the pink pepper and ginger. Just beautiful fragrance. But again, don't say I recommended it and be like, but the projection's terrible or whatever, because I'm saying that right up front. I'm also, as with anything, I never say like everybody should go try this carte blanche or whatever. Like I always try to qualify whose taste or whose type of stuff would like to try this. And this one, I think, yeah, if you like the idea of like some red fruits, grapefruit, and Hinoki type of vibes, totally, I would recommend checking it out. I never recommend blind buys, but I'll link in the description where you can get a sample. I just love it. Like every time I smell it, it's just like one of those immediately that just, and that's my criteria for full bottle worthy. I don't want something that's just like, oh, that's nice to wear. For me, it needs to be something where I do get this reaction pretty much every time from smelling it. Like, yes. So, yeah, finally did a review on this. And yeah, as mentioned, I'll link in the description where you can get a bottle or sample. It's pretty pricey at full list price. I think it's like $240 or $50 for a 75 milliliter, but Fragrance Net has it for $140 for a 75 milliliter, and that's where I got mine. And especially given that it's like hand painted, such nice bottles, blah blah blah. I love this, and to me, that's actually a completely good deal for $140 for a 75 ml of this. And I would say it's unisex leaning masculine. And yeah, if you've tried it, let me know what you think.